Hello, I am Stephanie English, and I am going to be talking about return on investment as it applies to education. I am a high school English teacher with 14 years of experience in high school and middle school, and I am currently a graduate student at Liberty University studying educational technology. First of all, what does the term return on investment mean? If you are a classroom teacher like me, you may not have heard this term before. In education, a return on investment analysis is measuring how effective or efficient an educational program is. This term has been adopted from the business world. When you think about it, schools are in many ways a business, with the product being student learning and experience. Educational leaders are looking to maximize student learning gains with the resources that they have. When determining an ROI percentage, administrators are looking to get the most student learning or impact from a program with the least number of invested resources. Since a school's money is generated from either tax dollars or tuition money, it is important to make the best choices in determining whether to invest in a learning program. This information was provided by Frank and Hovey, and full reference information is included at the end of this presentation. So, how does one arrive at a return of investment percentage? To calculate the cost of a learning program, an educator will take the costs and execution of enacting the program and will compare it with the learning benefits. You can see the formula posted on the slide. If the benefits of the program are greater than the costs, the ROI will be a positive number. And if the costs outweigh the benefits, then it will be a negative number, which is not good. This is supported by Cloak 2021. Factoring in an ROI percentage when making monetary decisions for a school shows an ultimate form of accountability. It shows that all costs have been considered in deciding to purchase a program, showing that the money in the budget is being used responsibly. ROI has become an accepted way to measure investments on educational technology by their impact and return. By calculating a positive ROI, it is stating that the program is worth the money. It is also a way to compare different ROI percentages among different technologies, showing which technology is going to result in the most learning for the money. This is supported by Reeser and Dempsey. Unlike the business world, though, the result of investment in education is learning, which is not always an easily quantifiable dollar amount. In order to accurately come up with a return on investment percentage, the educational benefits must be converted to a monetary amount. Because this is not always an easy conversion, other performance measures must be considered. One of these evaluation models is the Phillips model, which is like Kirkpatrick's training evaluation model, but with an extra level to factor in ROI. The levels include first assessing the learner's reaction or attitude to the learning. The second level shows how well students have learned. Third, it must be determined to what extent the learned skills and information can be used. Additionally, data can be collected to then show how the learning impacts the overall school and community. And finally, the ROI percentage is configured to compare the monetary benefits to the total costs accrued in implementing the program. By this model, one can help determine if the educational technology is a worthwhile investment. This is supported by Reeser and Dempsey. If you are looking for an example on how ROI can be used in education, here is a published study by Ekwaru et al. That examined the preventative health programs in Canadian schools. Even though it was well established that these school health programs had positive outcomes on student learning, the authors wanted to analyze if the programs were cost-effective long-term. In calculating the overall costs of implementing the programs with the monetary value of long-term benefits, mainly factoring in the reduced healthcare costs of these individuals over their lifetime, The ROI was analyzed to be over 800%, which is great. As a result, the return on investment showed that not only were these programs socially worthwhile, but economically, the investment in those educational programs is money well spent. Now that return on investment is understood, here are some final points to consider. One is that schools are responsible for providing educational, social, emotional, and other accommodational benefits to their students, but there are limited resources to pull from. To determine how to appropriately invest their resources, schools can use economic evaluations of available educational technology, like determining the ROI percentage within the Phillips evaluation model. Using this economic data can help to drive decision making and implement evidence-based practices. And a final point. With the explosion of learning technologies, new innovations need to be held accountable in attaining their advertised learning goals. This is supported by Barrett et al. And Reeser and Dempsey. Here is the list of references used within my presentation. Feel free to pause on the screen if you are inclined to do further research on this topic. Thank you for listening to my presentation, and I hope you are walking away with a better understanding of return on investment and how it applies to educational technology.